Oh, hi there. So now we have a basic page, and we are going to add some more pages. In order to navigate from one page to another, we need navigation and to like to allow our application will have some data, and we have the user interface, which is the page like this. And there's a button the user can click on button interactive with the user interface. And in order to make change when user click there's interaction with the user interface, and we want to make changes to the data, the backend data of all is called model. And also we want to pull the data from the backend model, and we display in the user interface. We also to make the data and the user interface to be interactive, and which in the middle, which link the data and the user interface, we can have something called view model. So in simple words, we are going to use design pattern of MVVM. MVVM stands for model, which is the data. For example, it could be like the Neon Postgres database. For example, it could be the product table or the product data. It can have ID, name, description, image, and so on. And so the view model, which is the link between the model and the view. The view, which is that the page, which the user can see on the screen, which is the pages. So we have this basic screen right now, and the main activity is our start point. So to use the MVVM, so we are going to make some changes. So this looks like this is a folder for the file system, but we can call it package. We can right click on our project, and we create new package, and we see here it says new package, which will become the example of beginner app of screens. And now we have screen. So now I want to add a new Kotlin class file, and we call it greeting. And now we have greeting class. Right. We have a greeting class, and in the main activity, we are going to cut Control X, cut this, and put it in the greeting. And this class has a composable, and we don't need this class. We can remove it. And now we have a page of greeting, and you can see which that we just cut and paste this function to our screens, which is our view, right? And the view model is the link between the view and the model. So the data can pass the data to the view model, and the view model pass the data to the view, and the view to represent the data, display the data. And so in that case, so we have everything we want all the view to be in this package, which is a screen package. And the first page we are going to have is greeting.kt. Okay, so if you see the import, see we import this greeting from here, right? So let's call the example the begin arrive screen and greeting. So import this. So this is still working, so we stop it. And we run it. Okay, still working, great. And we click it and still says button click. Okay, so for the you see the view, right? There's a interaction. You can see the user can click on the button. So when the user click on this on the view, right, the user can just there's the interaction. You can send the instruction to the view model. Say user click on the button, and if user click on the button, for example, it says refresh the page, and what the view model can do, the view model then say the view model can say fetch data, and it will fetch the data. So and to temporarily save in the view model, and the view model just have some binding and will show that data on the view, right? So that's you can see the view model. The view model is the link between the model and the view, but there's no direct connection between the view and the model. Okay, so we have this view which we call screens, and this is our application input part. And now let's say we have, for example, we have different screens. We can have login and we have products page, product list page. We'll have a list of products, and we can have product details page, and also can have register, and for example, like I use a login and it navigate to product list page. User click on product list and it goes to product detail page. But how can you get navigate from one page to another? In that case, we need a navigation. So you can go to this URL and see that Jetpack navigation. So in order to to make the navigation work, what we need we need a plugin. Let's say Kotlin serialization plugin for type-safe routes and navigation arguments. We can copy this and go to here, and we can go to build.grid.kts. Module is app, and we go to plugins and put it here. I'll put Kotlin the plugin the serialization version 2.0.21. Let's start the application first. And the dependencies, you can copy that raw version equal to 2.8.5, and this we copy this, and we go to that the dependencies and paste it over here. Basically, we need navigation compose, navigation fragments, navigation UI, and navigation dynamic features fragment, navigation testing, and serialization. And we can go to click on the build button and click on build, which this will get those dependencies for us and build the application. Okay, download it. Okay, so great build finishing, and it's build successful. Great. Let's see. Think oh yeah, so we need to sync. See, we just sync the reference, the package. We just download the package and review the application. Now let's run it. See if it's all good. Okay, so it's still so it's running, and it's all good. So all the package is good, and it's still okay. So the navigation has three parts. Each one has a navHost, which is the host, a navController. navController, you can say navigate to, like there's a function navigate to, and you put a parameter of a navGraph, which is a site of the routes, like you have a page of login, and you say navGraph, like say login, and then it has a graph of how these navigation navigation stacks of the routes. So so it has navHost, navController, navGraph. So let's go back to our application. Add a new package of navigation. Alright, perfect. And first, we can say we add a new and we are going to add a new Kotlin class. Okay, so a new actually and actually we call it field class rules, and a field class rules how is we say object greeting which is type of root of, let's say, greeting. And this is one rules of so this class which we have parameter of routes, and we return object. And for example, if we asking greeting, it will return object of greeting. Alright, so that's our routes object, which is a navGraph. And we get a navController. So let's go to the main activity. So instead of we say greeting over here, we remove it, and we say we are using the navigation. So we say navController. We got a navController from remember navController. Okay. So var is it's like in Kotlin, var is the variable which is if it doesn't change is var. If it changes var. So now we have a navController. We create a navController by using this function, this method. Remember navController. Next, we can say navGraph equal to navGraph, and the parameter which is navController. And we need to create a navGraph. Okay. So we create a new name is navGraph, and what we say I composable input as composable, and composable function navGraph, and the parameter which is which is now the name of navHost controller, navHost controller, which navGraph we can say navHost, which we say navHost, which we have navController, and the second parameter is start destination equal to rows dot greeting. That's our greeting root in the paragraph, in the navGraph, and so this navGraph, and we say the first navGraph, the like this point will be greeting of parameter of navController. So we put the greeting navController in a composable we have composable, which we need a parameter, which is a navController. Composable need a parameter navController, and the content, which will be our greeting page. So the greeting page, we need change the greeting page a little bit to say it has a parameter of navController. And we go to greeting and find greeting, and we put this navController inside. And our main activity, we say instead of directly calling the navController, we have navGraph. We import this navGraph, which from our navigation page, and we run the application. And we have here available. Oh, this greeting preview. Okay, greeting preview. Let's see. And we pass this to navController, and which is navController. Let's see. And we run. Oh, that greeting modifier. Oh, modifier. And okay. navGraph 80 and composable controller. Oh, okay. So these composable which accept roots dot greeting dot roots, which return it's a string, right? So this greeting of navController, and for the greeting screen, we want let's say we don't need this name and string anymore, and modifier we directly say modifier, and we don't need this modifier name. We just say logo, we don't need a name, and it should be working. And now, okay, so here we go. This is our navGraph. The navGraph which has return on navHost. navHost accept the navController. Start destination, which will be the roots.greeting, which our greeting page. And inside this navGraph, which we have composable function, which is a navGraph builder composable function, and which accept the root of string, which our roots C class, which roots.greeting.roots, which is a string of greeting. That's how we return from this object. And for this composable, if this composable function has the greeting string as a parameter, then we will return that the screen page of greeting. Let's run the application. And we have some problem. You'll see. Fatal exception. And oh, it says generalization exception. Okay, so as you can see, please make sure class mark is serializable. Let's say at serializable. I just so we got annotation on this. And impossible to make this class serializable because its parent is not serializable. So let's say this parent is serializable. And for the navGraph, we say rows greeting rows. This return start destination of string of greeting. Okay, now it's let's see our main activity. We just return a navGraph, and let's run it. Let's clear the log. Clear. Okay, great. So now we see our greeting page, but this time actually our main activity, which contain a navGraph. And this navGraph, the starting point, which is our greeting page. It's the same page what we see, but actually the design pattern actually is MVVM, and we have a navigation setup. So how about we say, click on this button, we navigate to the next page. Let's create another page. New, let's say, compose the activity. No, let's see. New Kotlin class, we say, login, and create. Now we have a login page, and we say pack text. Let's see. It's we need to put annotation of possible and file of text will be composable text modifier and okay. Oh no. Modifier. Okay. Now we have a login page, and on the creating page, okay. So you see now the greeting we have navController, and when the button click, we can say navController. Navigate, and navigate, which we say the parameter will be that we put entry into the roots, and let's get the roots. So let's Control C and stop this. We say the roots of login, and the roots is the string is login, and for the navGraph composable function roots dot login dot login screen of roots, which will return login. And for the login to work, import the screen of login. And you see that we need a parameter for the login navController, and let's copy. This parameter is navController of navHost. And go back to the creating page, and it will be roots dot login dot its string roots. Okay, now run up our application. Okay, so we have hello world, click, and you can see it redirect to the login page. But let's see the login page. We say This should be login, and it should be in the column. And put the text over here, and align to the center of screen, and we say login page. Okay, now we refresh. For hello world, we click, and you see it navigate to the login page for our application. Working now. Login page, and we just need to click on the button X, which go to login, and hello world, and click on login, and go to login page. Okay, great. Great. So you can see we successfully created a navGraph for our application. So we can get our page, our screens, and we have we also have that navController, which we can use the navigate method, and we create our routes, and we can just navigate from one page to another.